Ken Page, it's
Yes.
such an honor to speak to you today. Thank you so much for speaking with me.
It's my pleasure.
Now, Ken, I've always wondered this. I've always wanted to ask you this.
Yes.
Can you give us a little insight as to what goes into the development when you see a character like Oogie Boogie and you're given the task to voice this character?
Yes. Well, first of all, they showed me the storyboard, so I knew what his story action was in the piece. And I did say to them, I said, well, they asked me what did I think the parameters would be. I said, well, for me, I think he would be somewhere between Bert Lahr in The Wizard of Oz and the voice of the demon in The Exorcist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, oh, wow. That's what they said. They went, oh, wow, okay. I said, well, in between, and then I always say in the middle, I put my hot sauce on it, and there you go. But I think that's what I sort of, now, of course, it's a blend of all that, and it has its own definitions. But when I did it the first time, that was sort of the template that I followed, And I'm a huge fan. The Exorcist is my favorite movie. And it's Halloween Day. It's a great, it's scary and all that, but it's really a great film. But
sure.
Miss Cambridge's work in the film is, in my opinion, the hallmark work of voiceover work. You have a lot of the Disney films, and everybody's done amazing work. But here you have a voice character in a mainstream, quote-unquote, dramatic horror film that is absolutely famous and infamous. It's not so much what you see in the movie that frightens you, it's what you hear. And that's a great achievement. And I did have a chance to meet her totally by chance in La Jolla, California, of all places, in the mall. And I thought, wow. Can that be Mercedes McCambridge? I can't believe it. So make a long story short, I went up to her and I introduced myself. And, she was shopping. She didn't really want to stop. And I just told her, I just want to thank you for your voice work in The Exorcist. I think it was, and I told her the whole thing. And I told her, I thought the demon's voice was like this trapped, imprisoned thing. It wasn't there to frighten you, that it wanted to be free. And she grabbed my arm and she said, you understand.
Oh, wow.
I thought, whoa, And then we had a really great conversation. She told me lots about how she did it and the psychology and so forth.
That's
but so, that's how I thought of doing the voice. And
that's amazing. That's amazing, Ken. And, having a film like this one, Nightmare Before Christmas, did you ever think it would become the Halloween classic that it is today?
Tim Burton wrote a book, Nightmare Before Christmas, and the concept from the book was made into the film. But Tim didn't actually direct the film. Henry Selick did. And he did such an amazing job. That's why I always like to say it, because everybody thinks Tim Burton directed it.
Yeah.
But no, you do something like that. And of course, it took another year and some for it to even come out because they had to finish all the work on it. And it comes out. It was received well, but it didn't, break down the doors and tear the fence up out of the ground. You know what I mean? But as time has gone on, it's become this amazing, I always like to say it went from being a cult film, and then it went into being a classic film. And now I think we're at the dawn, if you will, of it being a phenomenon, because generations are now, it's generational. You get kids from 6 to 60 who really all have had some relationship with this film over these, almost 25 years. I think we had our last big anniversary. So that's a big thing, and it doesn't happen very often.
That's true.
It doesn't happen. There's lots of movies you can see that are popular and people like them, but this has an actual continued involvement with its audience. Between screenings and Comic-Cons and things like this, it continues to grow and it continues to live. Not to mention the games and the video games and so on.
Now, those always add an extra whole.
Absolutely. Well, they keep it in your home. It's not just, now with video, DVDs and so forth, you can watch it anytime you want. And I was told that as today all over the country, they are doing socially distanced screenings in actual movie theaters so that people have somewhere to go and there's socially distanced and they only allow a certain amount of people in. But it gets to live on even during these times, right? So, it isn't very often that you get that kind of thing. So how lucky am I and the rest of us that we get to do that? And we even get to do concerts where we perform it live. Myself, Danny Elfman, Catherine O'Hara, and on occasion.
Out there, you're an amazing singer. Not only do you voice act, but you're an amazing singer as well.
Oh, thank you. But to get to do that is very special because we actually get to perform it for people, and they show the film and so forth. But that's rare again. It isn't often. You get a lot of animated movies where the people who voiced them and did them, they never get to do them in front of people. So we're so lucky.
And now, Ken, if you were to describe Oogie Boogie using one word, what would it be and why?
Mischievous.
Mischievous.
That's mischievous.
Why mischievous?
Well, because I think he stirs up. It would be if you said terrible, horrible, mean, any kind of other words that might fit. But mischievous takes in a little bit of humor, and it also brings in the idea that he likes to stir up things. I think that's the joy in his existence, is to just see, what can I do? Well. What can I do that will make everybody pay attention to me, Oogie Boogie? So I think mischievous is a good word. It might be a little light. There might be a better word that's better, but that's what comes to my mind right off.
Awesome. Ken Page, it's such an honor to speak to you today. Thank you so much for taking time out today. I hope our paths do cross soon again in the future.
I hope so as well.
Ken Page,
and it's not every day you meet someone named Adonis, so I'm going to remember that.
Pleasure. Thank you so much, and be safe, okay?
You too. Take very good care.
Take care, Ken.